evening. Just to well, not scrutinise, but say how I feel, and well, actually no, scratch that. Scrutinise and say how I feel with the way Destiny is currently going. And the first thing I want to pick up on is I have the patch notes on my phone. And the first patch note I want to pick up is on the activities under the Nightfall. And it says, reduced chance for the ghost shells to be awarded for completely scratch that. Reduced chance for ghost shells to be awarded for completing the weekly in favour of other rewards. Okay, that says to me, first of all, it says that there's going to be a reduced chance. Unfortunately, I did the Nightfall this week. I did the Nightfall on my Warlock, and I have a photo of what I got, and I got a ghost shell. Believe it or not, when it says in favour of other awards, I get the ghost shell. As soon as this patch is released, the patch was implemented on Tuesday, meaning yesterday, meaning it should have kicked into effect. I have yet to do the Nightfall on one character, which I will go to, which I will do, and which I will live stream to see if I get a second ghost shell. And if I do, then quite personally I will be very disappointed in Destiny for the patch notes, you know, being incorrect at the time of going to print, and also at the time of the patch implementation going into effect. Second of all, I would like to touch on the Crucible, actually. I'd like to touch on PvP. A few issues I have to bring up here. Quite a few issues. And the first issue I'm going to bring up is lag switching. Destiny has brought in a damage referee counter measure to combat lag switching. Instead of doing what it did last year, which was the ban hammer. And the ban hammer came out once. It came out once. And that was during Iron Banner. And since then, Iron Banner has gone through a multitude of roles to a multitude of different variety of games, or gameplay modes, shall we say. And yet again, in the last match I played, the last match that quite frankly really annoyed me to the point of where I was about to throw my controller at the TV, but I have some, you know, dignity and self-respect not to do that. I met two players in fact, who were lag switching constantly, red barring, yellow, green, red, yellow, green, like traffic lights in England, in a junction. And I use junction, and I'll come back to the reason why I use junction. And then there's the shotguns nerf. I am seeing Party Crasher +1, Invective, I am seeing shotguns, you know, left, right, and centre. The shotguns that weren't nerfed, or perks were not removed, or ranges were not removed. I am seeing lag switching supers, i.e. Titan supers. Titans, yes, I just said Titans. For the first time, I've never had problems with Titans apart from Sunbreakers when they were extremely overpowered. But there are so many issues ongoing with Destiny right now, where patch notes say one thing and then the community gets told another. And patch notes on day of release, when updates are put into effect, don't happen. I don't know if you guys remember of a patch patch notes in regards to the Zalo Supercell, and there was a mistype, an error, a clerical error of the Zalo Supercell receiving a 7% buff in terms of damage. This patch was released, and then the following week a patch note in regards to the Zalo Supercell was released again, saying that it would be increased by 0.7%. And this is where I'm beginning to get really annoyed. We have a community manager, and his name is Deej. I don't know if any of you remember, but before the Taken King came out in September 15th, 2 weeks before, the community asked Deej a resounding question. A resounding question which even I wanted asking, but I didn't ask it. And this was concerning Vault Space. It concerned Vault Space. And Deej himself lost his temper with two co-hosts and Cosmo live. And then we find out sometime after Taken King is released, I do believe it was last month or the month, shortly before Crimson Days, shortly before the Crimson Days patch. I think it was January, mid-January, that the CEO had stepped down. And then we got a statement on IGN, I do believe. I think it was IGN, I do believe. Do not quote me on that. Do not hold me to that. Saying that the new CEO of Bungie, I can't remember his name, in a statement, he said Destiny will be his main focus, his main priority, to give the community what they want. This guy, I believe he can do it. I do believe he can do it. And then we get I have a tweet from Bungie saved on my phone. I saved it specifically in case I needed it. And this tweet read, bear with me please, this tweet read, bear with me please because I've got to go through so many photos. It's not an update, that goes live next week. It's a rebrand. And this was posted on the 4th of February. Shortly after the arrival of the new CEO. Shortly after the former CEO stepped down from his position. Shortly after. It goes without saying that Destiny is at a junction. It is at a crossroads where the current, shall we say, establishment, i.e. Deej, i.e. Cosmo, i.e. the live development team, i.e. the community forums, i.e. the community forum on, well, for community, I wouldn't call it a forum, I'd call it a community Facebook page. It seems there is a very big junction between the Destiny community forums on Bungie.net and the Destiny PS4 community on Facebook. There is a lot of people in the community crying and begging and asking for more content, asking for more DLC, asking for something better than what they've been given. Destiny was about action, fast pace, fun. And recently, it saddens me to say this as a streamer to the community that gets my own content out, no editing, what you see is what you get. Half the Crucible matches I've been in have been lag. I'd say about 35-40% of those matches. Nightfalls have been made redundant and less worth it because of the constant drop of items we don't need. The reason why I am picking up on the Nightfall and the issues of Ghost Shells not dropping more than in favour of other rewards is because Destiny Year 2, they said at release, before release, during the live streams, they said before the live streams, the RNG, or whatever, the game will recognise what you have and give you to some extent, what you need. As you can see on my stream, as you can see on my main screen, I will not go into the game. I will not go into it. You see my Hunter at 312. And you see my Warlock at 296. I have done Crimson doubles. I find it fun. But it's not what we need. We don't need these events to pass the time while content is being released. We need something to keep us going. Something to tease us, to tempt us, to get us back to playing Destiny. So the community doesn't grow stale. So that, you know, Destiny is fun again. Yes, PlayStation 4 got exclusives. Yes, Xbox 360 and Xbox One lost out. Yes, that is fact. That is correct. But Destiny has some severe issues. And right now, they are shooting themselves in the foot. They are shooting themselves point blank in the foot. With not just these patch notes, with the, you know, the damage calculator, not the damage calculator, the damage referee, and detecting who has basically no internet and those that lag switch. There are videos all over YouTube saying and crying out for the same thing. Same thing. We want more than what we're given at this present time. We want something to sink our teeth into. We want something new. It has been nearly 7 months. No, 6 months. Nearly 5 months. 5 months, just over. 5 months, just over. From DLC release. From the Taken King's release. Microtransactions were introduced. We were told in statements on the internet that supposedly could be true, couldn't be true. I will link down statements as soon as this video goes up. We were told that these microtransactions would pay for, and we would be given new free DLC. As The Taken King was a short, and I mean a short story, a short DLC. It was probably the most shortest DLC I've ever played. Then there was the raid, hard mode. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Because we were given normal and hard for Crota and of Glass. I could see that. We were given challenge mode for King's Fall. But what do we do after this? What do we as Guardians do after this? Destiny 2, you know, there's talk of Destiny 2 The Shattered Suns. I thought that was a DLC. I thought that was the next DLC on top of Taken King. And right now, personally, I feel disappointed. I feel disappointed in the fact that time and again, people on the forums, people on Facebook, people everywhere are not being listened to. And then I receive an email from Bungie asking me why I have not played Destiny in a while, in such a long time. I didn't fill that out because I thought I would save it for a video. And here I am. Here I am, Deej. Here I am. The reason why I have not picked up Destiny in so long is because the content is stale. Nerfs to the wrong weapons are happening in some cases more than others. Nightfalls aren't worth it. And then there's the other side to it as well. The community. The elitism in the community. Must have such and such a weapon. Must be at such and such light. And must have experience. This is something of a big issue for me, because I love playing video games. I love playing Destiny. I love the community. Because I've met some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people in the community. And as a franchise, having a new CEO step in from the old CEO's shoes, I go back to that tweet. This is not an update. This is a rebrand on the 4th of February this year. If you want to rebrand Destiny, if you want to rehaul it, if you want to make it better than year one, because most year one players that I know don't play Destiny anymore. They're sick of it. Sick of the elitism. Sick of it. Sick of weapons, you know, shotguns, lag switching, the lot. They're sick of it. I am disappointed in my doing the Nightfall and being told on a patch note a reduced chance of ghost shells dropping in favour of other rewards for completing the weekly event. I am also saddened that this damage referee has come in an aim to stop lag switching, to stop cheating, to stop the blatant, you know, cheap shot that the guys at Bungie have created. They've created a game and somebody has decided to come in and say, I'm going to lag switch, get the best loot and piss off a lot of people. That's the first time I've sworn in this video. And I'm so sorry to say this. I am so sorry to say this. Destiny, the Taken King, as a game, is brilliant. But it lacks. It lacks the shining brilliance that was Destiny. It's become a shadow, a shade of what was. The hype that Destiny created a lot of hype. There were people saying, Destiny is real, Destiny is real, Destiny's gonna happen. And the brilliance and wonder that Destiny created, gone. Gone because of elitism. Gone because of patch notes being misinterpreted, clerical errors, weapons, some, not all, being patched, subclasses being patched, Trials of Osiris, a hunter goes solo in a 3v3 game. I ask Deej, and I ask, as he is the community manager, I ask, how is this all allowed to happen time and again with these release dates of patch notes happening? When is it gonna stop? Because every time I go into a game of Crucible, 9 times out of 10 I'll have a good game. And that 1 in 10 games, 1 in 10 times, and I'm just using estimations here, I will have encountered either 3, maybe 4 times from the same person who is lag switching, who isn't dying, who is dodging wall to wall or hugging a wall, so to speak, and ruining the PvP scene in Destiny. I am relatively calm. I'm relatively collected. having looked at the patch notes, and in reflection, feel that unless something is done and something makes Destiny worthwhile, I will not play it. And you can send me emails as much as you want saying, why haven't you played our game for so long? And this is the reason why. This video is the reason why. I am one of many in the community, and this is where I'm going to round off. I'm one of many gamers in this community. Elitist, lag switcher, or not. And we have all asked for the same thing recently, and have said the same thing recently. Destiny has become stale. Are we getting any new DLC? And all we are given are events. As fun as they are, don't get me wrong, it's not what we're asking for. We're asking for something to sink our teeth into. And unfortunately, I'm not seeing it happen. I'm not feeling the same respect I had for Destiny in year one. I'm not finding it as enjoyable. In fact, I have contemplated selling Destiny, a collector's edition, which I personally bought and saved up for. And I'm given events, short storyline, misleading sometimes patch notes, and I feel that the money that I've spent has been a waste of time and a waste of saving. I am gonna say this as a final note. I implore, I am on my knees and I beg Deej and the rest of the community, and the rest of the live team, and the rest of the development team, I beg you, on my knees, I beg for some kind of DLC content that's going to make me, yes, make me lead my teammates, lead my fire team back into the fray. And until that time happens, Destiny is not going to be placed in my PS4. It will sit in its box, in its collector's edition, in its box, in my collector's edition box, until some form of new DLC is released instead of these events. Because it's a waste of data, to be honest, no matter how small. It's a waste of something that could be good. I am going to leave this video here. I'm going to leave it here. And I'm going to send this. I'm going to tweet it out to the Destiny community. I'm going to tag every single one of the live development team, including the new CEO. I'm just one of the community that has screamed for something more than with the current situation going on right now. Destiny's going to shoot itself in the foot. Because it's being killed from the inside out. And I don't want to see that happen. I don't. I really don't. Believe me, I do not want to see that happen to a really, really brilliant game that got Game of the Year 2015, in my opinion, for me. I'm Lightheart89, and I call out the following names in an aim to get some kind of response. Deej, Cosmo, the new CEO, the live development team, the live response team that monitor all the games. I'm calling you all out. Pull it together. Listen to the community. Listen to the community, to what they're asking. Hold forums. Send out an email to what you want, for what you want the community to be given, and what their feedback is. I am disappointed that I've had to make this video. I am disappointed that I've had to make this video and scrutinise patch notes and scrutinise capable minds who've created a game, a good game, and all I see is decay and rot. Lightheart89 signing out.